how would you redress the underrepresentation of women in Parliament, in the upper echelons of the law and other professions? What is your party specifically going to do about the underrepresentation of women, basically?
Thank you, Helen. Women earn roughly about 20% less than men. There's no sign of this gender gap being closed. And they don't have anything like the political representation that they should do. So what we've got is policies to increase employment, to bring up the minimum wage of £10 to £10 an hour, which would lift people out of poverty, reduce reliance on working tax credits for families, and actually we as a trade unionist, we won things like maternity leave and things like that, and that needs to be extended, and child benefit also. We would protect that, and we would not cut public services that women rely on, and also public services largely employ women. And I think it's a shame actually there's not a woman candidate on the platform here. We've got Heather Rawlings standing for Tusk in Leicester West. She's a teacher, an ex-teacher actually, she's now retired. And she is a passionate feminist and a passionate believer in women's equality, as I am. You don't have to be a woman to fight for women's equality. So our policies actually do address this issue, and I think it is a very important issue because we want more working class people involved in politics. At the moment it's like an ivory tower. You go into public school and you get booted into the House of Commons as a career politician. We stand for people on the same wages as those we represent. So we're in touch with ordinary people's concerns. I think that's what makes us different. You come from a party with both a woman MP and a leader?
We do, yeah, absolutely. And touching on that point about women and women in politics, so as you rightly said, our current early MP is a woman, our leader is a woman, one of our deputy leaders is a woman, so we absolutely believe that women should be in politics. I mean, just a few days ago I was reading statistics in terms of the economies that of all the people who handled their finances within a household, 51% of them were women. So I think we absolutely need to tackle this disproportionate sort of place of men get more than women in terms of CEOs and whatever it is. I mean, I know we have the equal opportunity, equal pay Act and all that. I think from a party perspective, we've already said that we're going to clamp down on companies who can't prove that the women are being paid the same amount as men, and if that means sending them to court, fining them, whatever it be, we'll do it in order to ensure that things are fair for every single person. And also, just one thing, and I saw that you prompted me on this, from the Green perspective, we were actually originally to just have a woman sitting in my place, but unfortunately she was replaced by another gent who's actually ill, so I kind of stepped in last minute.
Thank you. Right, Matthew, I'll give you a chance for a very brief.
Thank you. I just wanted to say very briefly that I guess one good thing about my party's decimation in European elections is that now 100% of our MEPs are women, and a very good representative she is too, Catherine Bearden. Look, I entirely agree, and I hope you wouldn't find any disagreement on this. I think the gap in terms of wages for the same job is absolutely outrageous. I don't know why more hasn't been done on it by successive governments of all political shades. I think it's absolutely indefensible. And I entirely agree with you. You don't have to be a woman to be a feminist. I certainly consider myself one. And I think about my young.
The question is, what are your policies and how you achieve it?
I don't have my party's policies on that with me as I'm sat. Well, I might as well be honest with you, rather than blather on for a long time trying to sound as if I know what my party's policies are on that. But we need to do more on it, and I'll make sure that they do.
Thank you, Matthew. Right, Sunday, very briefly, please.
Yeah. Thanks, Helen. Thank you, Helen, for the question. Let me focus in on the underrepresentation of women in politics then, and give you some specifics in terms of my party's policies. I think I'm right in saying that the Labour Party, and I'm very proud of this, we are the only political party that has actually taken tangible steps to improve the underrepresentation of women. We're the only party, I believe, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, that has all women shortlists.
Not everyone agrees with that in your party.
We have all women shortlists, and that is the policy of the party, and I'm in favour of it, and I'm here speaking on behalf of Labour. I agree with all women shortlists, and I'm right in saying also that if that the Labour Party has more women MPs than all other women MPs of any other political party put together. So we have taken tangible steps to improve this. It's not perfect. I'd like to see around 50% ideally of Labour MPs should be women. At the moment I think it's 45% of the shadow cabinet are women, as opposed to under this government, under the Tories and Lib Dems, not party political, point scoring, this is completely factual. They had 4 women in the cabinet out of 23, and now they've got about 3 because the culture secretary lost a job.
And there's been no female Lib Dem cabinet minister, which is shameful.
Yeah, which is shameful. So we agree that your party's doing not a great job.
Please.
And just the final thing is that, as I say, we need to take and make more progress on this. The current position, as a lawyer, I can tell you, on the Supreme Court, we now have a Supreme Court under this government, rightly or wrongly, of the, I think it's 12 or 13 justices of the Supreme Court, only one woman. Only one woman, not a single black or Asian Supreme Court justice. Police and crime commissioners, 41 police and crime commissioners, 4 women, not a single black or Asian police or crime commissioner. We as a society have a hell of a long way to go.
Okay, thank you very much.